5 golf scandals that shaped the game. They call it the gentleman's game, a sport where silence is sacred, handshakes are as binding as contracts, and honor isn't just a rule, it's the lifeblood of the game. But behind the polished greens and polite applause, golf has a shadowy side. A side full of whispered betrayals, power struggles, and moments so explosive, they didn't just rattle the sport, they changed it forever. These are not just controversies. They are moments when golf's pristine image cracked wide open, revealing greed, scandal, and human flaws that no bunker rake could ever smooth over. From a legend's public downfall to a billion-dollar battle fueled by oil money, we're stepping onto the most dangerous course golf has ever known. The fairways may be manicured, but trust me, the ground we're about to walk on is treacherous. Number 5. The daily drama, golf's wild child. The early 1990s, golf was quiet, predictable, almost sterile. Then, out of nowhere, came John Daly, a man who looked like he'd wandered in from a rock concert, somehow carrying a golf bag. Daly wasn't just good, he was terrifyingly good. His drives didn't just travel far, they exploded off the tee. His swing? Unorthodox, wild, yet devastatingly effective. He became an overnight sensation when he won the 1991 PGA Championship as the 9th alternate, a man who wasn't even supposed to be there. But the same man who electrified fans was also spiraling. His personal life was a storm. Alcohol abuse so severe, he'd sometimes play hungover. Public outbursts that left sponsors scrambling. Gambling losses that would stagger anyone else. Daly himself admitted losing over $50 million over the years, fortunes won and lost in casinos instead of on the course. One moment, he'd be the life of the party. The next, he'd be skipping tournaments without explanation. For golf, Daly was a dilemma. A man fans adored because he was real, but whose chaos threatened the sport's polished image. The scandal wasn't one event. It was a career lived on the edge. Daly forced golf to confront a truth it didn't want to face. Could a sport built on tradition survive a star who refused to play by any rules but his own? Number 4. The Patrick Reed cheating storm. Golf is built on integrity, a code so strict that players call penalties on themselves. One small breach, and your name is scarred forever. In December 2019, at the Hero World Challenge, Patrick Reed found himself at the center of a controversy that would follow him for years. Cameras caught him brushing sand away from behind his ball in a waist area, a subtle move that improved his lie. Reed said it was an accident. The rules officials gave him a 2-stroke penalty. But in the court of public opinion, he was convicted instantly. Fellow players took thinly veiled shots at him in interviews. Fans booed him at tournaments, shouting "cheater" from the gallery. Social media lit up with slow-motion replays, dissecting every grain of sand. The scandal didn't just tarnish Reed, it tested golf's sacred trust. Because in this sport, the perception of dishonesty is as deadly as the act itself. And no matter how many tournaments Reed wins, for many fans, that clip is the only shot they'll remember. It became a defining moment, haunting Reed's every step on the course. Sponsors hesitated, wary of association with controversy. The debate split the golf community. Was he a cheat or just human? Some rallied to his defense, citing pressure and judgment. Others saw it as a betrayal of the game's soul. In the end, the stain lingered, a reminder that in golf, character can be as fragile as a single lie. Number 3. The 2016 Olympics and golf's Zika disaster. Golf's long-awaited return to the Olympics in 2016 should have been a glorious moment, the first time the sport had been in the Games in over a century. Instead, it turned into a headline nightmare. One by one, golf's biggest stars announced they wouldn't go. Rory McIlroy, Jason Day, Jordan Spieth. The withdrawals kept coming. The official reason? Fear of the Zika virus outbreak in Brazil. But behind the scenes, insiders whispered another story. The real issue wasn't just health fears, it was apathy. Olympic golf didn't offer the prize money or prestige these players cared about. Then Rory McIlroy poured gasoline on the fire. When asked what Olympic events he'd watched that summer, he said bluntly, "Probably the ones that matter. track and field, swimming, the stuff the Olympics are really about. The comet stung. The International Olympic Committee questioned golf's place in future games. Sponsors who had invested millions into golf's Olympic push felt betrayed. The scandal wasn't about breaking rules, it was about breaking trust. And in a sport already battling an image of exclusivity, the 2016 Olympics became a symbol of golf's disconnect from the wider world. The Olympic dream had turned into a PR nightmare overnight. Fans and officials alike questioned if golf truly belonged on the global stage. The missed opportunity echoed loudly. Golf risked being seen as self-centered and out of touch. For years to come, the shadow of 2016 hung over efforts to grow the game internationally. And the question lingered. Could golf ever shed the image of elitism and fully embrace the world? Number 2. LIV Golf and the Saudi-backed earthquake. In 2022, golf didn't just face a controversy, it faced a war. LIV Golf, a league backed by Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, and armed with billions. The offers were astronomical. $200 million for Phil Mickelson, $150 million for Dustin Johnson, $100 million for Brooks Koepka. The catch? Joining LIV meant breaking with the PGA Tour, the traditional gatekeeper of professional golf. The PGA fought back hard. Players who defected were banned. Legends who stayed loyal called LIV a betrayal of the sport's history. And hanging over it all was the accusation that Saudi Arabia was using the league to sportswash its human rights record. The drama turned personal. Friendships between players fractured. Locker rooms went cold. Press conferences turned hostile. And then, in June 2023, the twist no one saw coming. PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan announced the PGA and LIV Golf were merging. The same man who'd spent a year condemning LIV for moral reasons was now shaking hands with them. The move shocked players, many of whom found out via Twitter. Fans felt deceived. Was the battle ever about values, or was it always about money? Either way, golf had changed forever. The old guard had fallen, and the sport had entered a new, uncertain era. Number 1. Tiger Woods. The rise, the fall, the redemption. No scandal in golf, maybe in all of sports, compares to this. Tiger Woods wasn't just the face of golf. He was golf. By 2008, he had 14 major championships, was worth over $1 billion, and had built an image of discipline, perfection, and invincibility. Then, in November 2009, it all unraveled. A late-night car crash outside his Florida mansion sparked rumors. The truth was worse than anyone imagined. One woman, then two. Then over a dozen alleged affairs spilled into the headlines. Sponsors ran. Fans were stunned. The man who preached focus and family values was exposed in the most public, humiliating way possible. Then came the injuries. Multiple back surgeries, failed comeback attempts. For years, it looked like the scandal hadn't just ended his dominance. It had ended his career. But Tiger wasn't done. In 2019, a decade after his fall, Tiger Woods walked into Augusta National and stunned the world by winning the Masters. The roar from the crowd was more than just celebration. It was forgiveness, awe, and the pure shock of seeing the impossible happen. It wasn't just a sports comeback. It was a human one. And it proved something powerful. You can lose everything and still find a way back. Golf may be played in whispers, but its scandals roar loud enough to echo across decades. These 5 moments weren't just bumps in the fairway. They were sinkholes that nearly swallowed the sport. From rebels who lived on their own terms, to champions who fell from grace, billion-dollar wars fought in boardrooms instead of bunkers. They remind us that golf, like life, isn't about perfection. It's about how you face the hazards. And sometimes, the biggest battles aren't fought with clubs, but with truth, pride, and redemption. If you felt every twist and turn of these stories, remember, there are countless more waiting beyond the next tee. So make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon, because the next scandal we uncover might just make these look tame.